Speaking today, Sifuna was accompanied by several party officials, including Embakasi East MP Babu Owino, Siaya Governor James Orengo, and Yala MP Winnie Odinga, amongst others. Sifuna's departure marks a significant change in the party's leadership as ODM moves forward with new organizational strategies.
That this action is illegal and procedural and a blatant violation of the ODM constitution as well as the principles of natural justice. At no time have I been informed of any allegations against me, be they of indiscipline, insubordination, or incompetence in the execution of my duties as the Secretary General. Neither have I been invited to respond to any complaints in and out of the party on any matter that would constitute grounds for removal of a Secretary General. Consequently, no lawful organ of the party has invited me to any hearing. Indeed, as far as internal differences in opinion go, my only cry is that I have refused and I oppose any plans and schemes within the party to support President William Ruto's re-election, because I have held and continue to hold the firm position that this country cannot afford another 5 years of this expensive, divisive, incompetent, and disastrous Ruto misadventure. Kleptocracy is not a philosophy that an entire nation can give a second chance. This month marks the beginning of my 9th year as SG of ODM. I am the longest serving individual in that position. To serve that long at the feet of the enigmatic Raila Odinga needed one to summon all reservoirs of wisdom from all possible sources, but most importantly, to remain a true and loyal student of the great icon. Even in the current circumstances, I would never betray the ideals and principles.
And now, President William Ruto today criticized former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua during the Nyota Fund program at Mandera Stadium, accusing him of stealing maize meant for relief initiatives. He pointed to Gachagua, stating that relief programs undermine genuine development efforts. The president was addressing local youths, awarding 25,000 Kenyan shillings to support small businesses. Speaking to the crowd, Ruto highlighted that the grants aim to empower young entrepreneurs while emphasizing accountability and originality in leadership.
Wengine nimewafukuza kazi kwa sababu ya kuzembea na kwa sababu ya incompetence. Wengine wamefukuzwa kwa sababu waliiba pesa ya relief. Wengine walifukuzwa kwa sababu ya kuiba mahindi ya watu ambao wako na njaa. Wengine walifukuzwa kwa mambo yao ya ufisadi. Ati sasa wameenda kusanyana pale ati wanajaribu kunipatia lecture. Mimi nataka niwaambie nyinyi, wachaneni na hii maneno, hamuelewi, hamuna akili ya kutosha kufikiria vile hawa vijana wanaweza kusomeshwa, wanaweza kupangwa na ajira na wanaweza kupangwa na biashara. Nyinyi mnanielewa my friends? So the characters who are lecturing us that coming to participate in this program of the young people of Kenya is a waste of time. I want to tell them, na mimi nasema nikiwa hapa Mandera, mimi nimefika hapa Mandera leo mapema. Kwanza niliamuka 5 in the morning today because I had to come to Mandera. Why? Because program ya vijana wa Kenya sio program rahisi na sio program ya kuchezea karata. Program ya vijana ya Kenya is the single most consequential and important program any nation can undertake to take care of its young people. And that is what we are doing. Wale wengine bado wamezembea wakifikiria ya kwamba ati rais angeenda kufanya kazi nyingine, rais angeenda kufanya kazi nyingine. Hiyo kazi nyingine mnayosema, kwanza nyinyi hamuna hata kazi ya kufanya. Sasa sijui mnanisumbua na nini. Wale watu ni fala ama si fala, wanatupepa ufala hawa watu wakwende kabisa. Ama namna gani bwana? Tunaelewana? Tuko pamoja? Ndio mimi nataka niambia the people of Kenya, matters to do with our young people are not matters anymore to be taken lightly. I cannot make better use of my time as president of this nation in a country where
And now, Isiolo Girls National School has benefited from a donation of free sanitary towels from the Isiolo County government in an initiative aimed at promoting menstrual hygiene and keeping girls in school. The program, spearheaded by the county women representative, seeks to reduce absenteeism linked to lack of sanitary products and to restore dignity among school-going girls during their menstruation periods. Speaking during the donation exercise, leaders emphasized that access to sanitary towels is critical in ensuring girls remain in school, perform better academically, and participate fully in school activities.
Kupeleka hizi sanitary towels for all the primary schools and all the junior secondary schools in this county. Zote zitapata kuadmit watoto kwa grade 10 wengi, kwa sababu president pia amepeana directive wakuwe admitted. Kama badala wakae nyumbani wakuje, whether wazazi wataweza kununua uniform or not, whether wazazi wataweza kulipa fees or not, imesemekana wakuwe admitted.
As I'm speaking to are in class without uniform, with zero fees. So I hope we are going to be assisted even with food and so on.
And elsewhere, the Kiambu County Assembly has resumed its prolonged sitting after waiting for long, against the backdrop of rising political tension and reports of a possible impeachment motion against the governor. Members of the County Assembly have called for unity, urging leaders to focus on service delivery rather than political division. The MCS emphasized the need for calm as the House returns to legislative business. Assembly leaders say priority will be given to key legislation, including the Early Childhood Development Education (ECDE) bills, which they note it's critical to improving learning outcomes at the grassroots.
We are going to refurbish this assembly. The paintwork is ongoing. We also want to go and ensure that we modernize our assembly. It's going to be a modern chamber with modern equipment befitting an institution of a county assembly of our stature.
It is our commitment to the people of our great county that this county assembly will never be used in the wrong reasons. And whatever thing that we shall pass on this floor of the House, it has to come from the convictions of the members.
And to matters health, the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, has raised the alarm over a growing number of newborns being exposed to a dangerous bacteria that is resistant to commonly used antibiotics. The institute notes that antibiotics resistance is complicating the management of infections in newborn units. The health workers facing challenges in controlling the spread of the bacteria. KEMRI is now calling for strengthened infection prevention measures, improving surveillance and responsible use of antibiotics in health facilities to protect vulnerable newborns.
Finding when we look at these neonates is that they are getting infected with bacteria that is actually very difficult for the doctors to treat, and there are very limited options for them. So the situation or the picture we see is outbreaks. So once an infection happens in one baby, it rapidly spreads to other babies, causing this outbreak infections, which then have high mortality.
It is unacceptable for patients in any hospital to share beds in the year 2026. And I'm saying this with confidence because I know there's no county which receives less than 7 billion shillings.
And with respect to preventing transmission within neonatal wards, this is something that all hospitals struggle with around.
And more than 200 caregivers in Kericho County have been trained on nutritional awareness and safe feeding techniques to improve the care of children living with cerebral palsy. The training, organized by Arise and Shine, focused on prioritizing child safety and enhancing the quality of care, especially during feeding. Founder Pamela Keno said the caregivers need continuous training to address the unique challenges involved in caring for children with cerebral palsy.
Ambao mzazi wake aliweza kumlisha chakula ambao hajaweza kumlisha, na huyu mtoto aliweza kunyongwa na chakula na akaaga dunia. So hili jambo lilinivunja moyo sana, na nikafikiria kwamba
Je, hawa wazazi wanaweza kupata hamasisho vipi ili kwamba waweze kulea watoto wao vizuri?
Shida yetu mingi kwanza huwa ni psychosocial, yani upate tu ile encouragement ya kwamba you are not alone in this journey. Kuna wengine pia mko nao katika hii safari.
So we've just been giving information to the caregivers about how to take better care of their children, because they all really care about them or they wouldn't be here. And so we wanted to give them some information about how to care even better for their children.
And elders from the Rift Valley have issued a stern warning against hate-driven politics. The Ufar Rift Valley Elders Council expressed deep concern over rising political tension in the region, cautioning that toxic political behavior could threaten the peace that communities have worked hard to build over for many years. The warning comes just days after a heated verbal clash between DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua and Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika.
Kenya hii ni yetu sisi wote, na tunajua vile mambo imeenda kiharibiwa na watu wale hawataki tukae na amani. Mimi nataka kusema hivi, kila mtu na kila kabila na kila mwananchi wa Kenya ajue kukitokea mambo baya hakuna mtu hataumia, kila mtu ataumia. Lakini tunasema hivi, kusosea watu na kulete shida ya ukabila na kusema hao ndio your enemies, hao ni adui zako na halali kwako na hakuna kitu amekufanya, hiyo ni kitu ambao hata Mungu amekataa.
We believe and respect our leaders because we elect them through the ballot. But the toxic utterances have left the Rift Valley people in dismay. The peoples of this nation, the peoples of this region have been so peaceful in the recent years. Now it has developed a time when they have been charged. The Rift Valley Council of Elders does not know what one term means, does not know what two term mean, does not know what 3 term or 5 term mean. We believe in this country.
Naomba mimi viongozi wote kutoka MCA, kwenda MP, kwenda governor, kwenda senators, kuendelea juu, wanapoongea wajue watu wanasikia.
Now, traders in Nairobi's pipeline area have complained of harassment and eviction by county enforcement officers since the official opening of the AIC pipeline church by President William Ruto. The traders say they have struggled to earn a living since the event last Sunday, claiming they no longer have a place to carry out their daily businesses. They allege that county officers have been forcefully removing them from the area.
On Thursday tuliambiwa kibada isirale hapa. Sisi tukafanya heshima, tukatii sheria, tukatoa vibada. Sasa kurudi tulifurushwa, tukaambiwa tusirudi hapa. Unaona kumewekwa segenge hapa, maua inapandwa. Hiyo side akasema ni yake, mhubiri wa hii church AIC.
Tangu akuje aende tujarudishiwa vibanda, tukuli tunashinda hapa usiku na mchana. Hatujui nini kinaendelea, tuambiwi.
So hii ni siku ya 6 hatujakula kitu. Hatujapata pesa yeyote yenye tunafanya biashara. Watoto wanasoma hapa kwa shule na watoto wengi leo hawajaenda shule sababu hatujafungua kazi.
And Kenyans seeking medical treatment outside the country will have to meet the full cost from their own pockets, the Social Health Authority has said. Appearing before the Parliamentary Committee, SHA Chief Executive Officer Mercy Mwangangi revealed that the authority is yet to contract foreign hospitals as required under the law, making it impossible to facilitate or reimburse overseas treatment.
Not the problem of the patient or the family of the loved ones who are outside there. They just fell sick at the point when they're paying their SHA and SHA is not taking care of the bills.
NHIF had a different methodology of contracting hospitals abroad. They issued what was known as a guarantee of payment, and they issued to a set number of hospitals before. Now we have to follow the procurement process in accordance to the law. SHA can only pay a contracted facility. And so as I stand right now, as SHA stands right now, we have no contracts with any hospital for any management or any treatment in India or in other countries.
And doubts and opposition have emerged during a public participation forum in Kisii and Taita Taveta counties over the government's proposal involving 15% of shares. Members of the public expressed concerns over the move, questioning how the proceeds from the shares will be managed and utilized. Several speakers said there will be lack of clarity and transparency on the intended use of the funds. Residents urged the government to provide clear guidelines and accountability measures before proceeding.
Figures 204 billion vis-a-vis 13 trillion, 204 billion, which is supposed to go to paying off the debts and then also paying off infrastructure projects. I feel like 204 billion is a drop in the ocean.
We as the common mwananchi, why we are not supporting most of the government initiatives is because they cannot give with the common mwananchi the assurity that they are going to do what they have enlisted, they are going to sell for this share.
Tujiambiwa kiasi cha chini cha hisa, kiasi kidogo cha hisa ambacho mwananchi anaweza kununua ni ngapi? Na tunajua kuna wananchi wa Kenya wengi ambao wanaweza kumudu kununua hisa hizo.
Hatuna imani na serikali iliyoko sasa hivi kwa sababu hatujui kweli kama pesa zetu zitatoka kweli kwa Safaricom zifanye maendeleo ama zitaingia kwa mifuko binafsi, kwa sababu corruption imezidi Kenya hii.
Kwamba ukisikia sauti ya wananchi wengi hawajapinga aswa uuzaji wa sehemu ya hisa ya Safaricom, ila wako na hoja zaidi.
And now the Central Bank of Kenya has cut the base lending rate by 25 basis points, bringing it down to 8.75% from 9% in December. This marks the 10th consecutive rate cut by the authority, aimed at easing credit conditions and supporting economic growth. Central Bank Governor Dr. Kamau said the reduction will be passed on to borrowers immediately, urging commercial banks to lower their lending rates accordingly.
Borrowers that borrow their funds beginning December and have a reference rate, either the Kesonia or the CBR, we would expect the banks to lower their lending rates immediately by the 25 basis points that that borrowers are enjoying the lower lending rates. And this is exactly what we have been trying to do by introducing this new risk-based credit pricing model, which is to ensure that all the banks have a common reference rate, and that reference rate is linked to the policy rate, the CBR, so that when we lower the CBR, there is also a proportionate or even a one-for-one reduction in
And in sports news, Kenya is set to make history as the second African country after South Africa to host a major international rugby event. All participating teams have arrived in Nairobi for the country's first ever rugby bonanza at Nyayo Stadium. Organizers say the event aims to boost local rugby, attract international attention, and promote sports tourism.
Mombasa route partially and Langata route. For Mombasa route, we will be closing it partially between Lusaka roundabout and the Nyara roundabout.
15% was mainly, of course, ensuring that all the teams arrived safely and were here and checked into accommodation, and then matter security, whether we're going to be able to, how they were going to be able to take care of the event.
Really looking forward to a fantastic tournament. I'm reliably informed that it's a sellout. So traditionally Kenyan Corner on the 7th Circuit brings a strong, fun party atmosphere. And
we are at the verge of a great moment
in Kenya's sporting history. We gather here at the Nyayo National Stadium to officially launch the HSBC Sevens Division 2 at the Nairobi League. With the exception of South Africa, Kenya is the first African nation to host a 7 series rugby tournament.
And with that, we are wishing the Kenya rugby team all the best. Finally, we have come to the end of EBN at 1 p.m. Many thanks for watching. My name is Leticia Afandi, and have a lovely afternoon.